All right, what's going on? We're checking out Saisei's website. They've got this cool spinning, flying text animation going on. We've got things rotating. We've got things scaling. So we're going to see how to build this in Webflow with GSAP.
Hey there, Web Bay.
All right, here is what we're going to build. This is the demo. We can see some letters flying in. Looks very similar. However, we're going to introduce some randomness too, so that it's different every time your user loads the page. I think it's a really fun thing to add to this animation. All right, the setup in Webflow is not too complicated. I've got a filler section here just to add some depth to the scroll. And then we have our class of scroller section on our next section. That will be important in our code. And we look inside of this and we have our H2 scroller text. This also has a combo class start hidden. I'm going to show you what this means in just a minute, but this is just some viewport with text. You could have this however you want. This is just a simple demo, so using VW units here. And then we just finish with a filler section too. Now let's hop into the code settings here, and I'm going to scroll down. We can see I'm loading a module. I'm using VS Code right now to run this code, but when you get this in the clonable in the description below, I'll just copy and paste the code directly in here. And then we also have this style. So we're defining a class start hidden with an opacity of 0. And since that has the combo class here, our text is going to load, so it's not going to flash and show before the animation takes effect. So I'll show you in the code how we remove this once we've already defined our animations. Now let's go ahead and publish and get started on the code with this. All right, to get started, since this is a module, I'm importing our libraries from Skypack. So you can see up here, we're importing GSAP, we're importing the ScrollTrigger plugin, and we're importing split type, which will be used to split our text into individual characters. Okay, and I've registered the plugin right here. So that's telling GSAP that it knows about ScrollTrigger. And then I'm defining 3 functions. So they're empty right now, which means we have some red squiggly lines, but that is okay. We're going to define these next. So we have split text into characters, we have unhide elements, and we have create scroll animation. And then down here, we're listening for that DOM content loaded event, which is when we're going to call all these functions in the correct order. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on these functions now. So for splitting text into characters, we're going to select everything that has scroller text class on it and store it in this variable text to split. Next, we'll go ahead and create a new split type instance. We'll pass text to split there. And then we're just saying that we want characters. We don't care about lines and we don't care about words in this instance, but you could also pass those here. Next, we'll define our unhide elements function. All we need to do with this is remove that start hidden class. So we'll go ahead and select all the elements that have it on there to start. And then we'll loop over each of them. We'll get that element. So this is a function inside of our for each loop here. And we'll just go ahead and remove that class list. Notice I'm not using a period here. This is just a string that gets passed to our remove method that lives on the class list object of our element. So those 2 helper functions are done. Let's go ahead and define how we create this animation. So I'm going to scroll down here to our create scroll animation. And let's go ahead and select our scroller section class here. So we've got that. We're storing it in a variable. And then next, we're going to get all of our characters. Remember, we're going to call that split text into characters function before we call this function. So this, we didn't actually define any of these in Webflow, but they will be there. Now we're going to create a GSAP timeline. This gets an options object. In there, we pass our ScrollTrigger object. So we have ScrollTrigger as a property, and that gets its own object as well. And now we want to trigger when the scroller section is actually in the viewport, and we can define the start and the end. So let me go down between start and end. So when the top of scroller section is at the top of the viewport, this ScrollTrigger animation is going to start. It's going to end when we're at window.innerHeight times 2. So basically you can think of it as being like 200 viewport heights. And we're going to pin it, which means that GSAP will take care of making sure that it stays in the viewport as the user is scrolling. And we're going to set scrub to 1. Now scrub 1 just makes it kind of delayed so it feels a bit smooth. In the actual animation on Saisei's website, they're using Lennis. If you were to use Lennis here, you would just make this true instead of 1. And you'll get your smoothing from Lennis instead of GSAP here. Now we're also going to apply an ease of none. By default, GSAP uses power4.out as their ease, which is kind of like an ease out animation. But for scrolling, we don't want any easing. And now if you want to see where the start and end points are, you can set markers to true and just uncomment this out in your code to see how the scroll trigger is working. Okay, next we'll create our tween. And for this, we're going to use a from to tween in GSAP. And we're going to append that to our timeline. Remember, we defined that up here. And the from to tween gets 3 parameters. It gets what it needs to tween, and those are those characters that we defined here. It needs the from state, and it needs the to state. So we'll go ahead and define those now. So let me get me some space here. And from, we want to go from rotate y of a math.random value, and we're going to do a random value between 180 and 360 degrees. You could change this to whatever your liking is. And right here, we're returning a function instead of a value to our rotate Y parameter here, because we want to execute math.random times 180 plus 180. So this is a cool thing with GSAP. You can pass functions in these values instead of just values. And if you wanted to, you could actually just pass this all as a value too. I would just delete this and then delete all that, and this would work the same as well. But we're going to go ahead and use the function return values here. So for Y%, we're going to do the same, except now we want a random number between -50 and +50. And then we're going to move in the X% as well. Remember, these are the initial states of those letters. And now we're getting between -50 and 50 again. Lastly, we want these to start with a scale of 0. You won't be able to see anything at a scale of 0. And so now we can move on to the 2 state. For the 2 state, we're just going to return everything to its 0 position. So rotate Y to 0, Y% to 0, X% to 0, and scale to 1. So this is just taking everything back to what it looks like in Webflow at that time. And we can also add a bit of a stagger effect here that can get its own object with an amount property and a from property. So it will randomly choose which order to stagger it in, and the amount is just the amount that kind of doesn't link very well with ScrollTrigger, but you just stick something in there, and if it looks good, it looks good. Okay, the last thing to do is actually just to call these functions in the proper order. So first we're going to call our split text into characters function. So that's executing this one up here. And look, the red squigglies are going away. And then we're going to call our create scroll animation function. That's this one here. And then the last thing we want to do once our animation has been defined is that we want to unhide or remove that start hidden class from the elements that have it. So we'll call our unhide elements function here, and we'll save, and we'll go ahead and see the result. All right, so all of our code has run. I'm going to start scrolling now, and we can see the letters start to spin in. They're coming from that scale of 0. They're all getting random numbers as far as how much to rotate and what Y and what X value to come from. So we see that there, and everything's coming back to its initial position. And just watch it. Once we refresh, we're going to see things from a different point of view. So I'm going to refresh and start scrolling again. And here it's a different animation every time, but we've defined the parameters in such a way that it's going to look good every time. So pretty cool. Now, if you liked this video, I have another GSAP build that's pretty similar, except this time we're doing an exploding text effect, and it's all random again here, and it's happening on hover instead of on scroll. So I think you'll really like that, and I'll leave a link to the video right as we're signing out now, and see you in the next one.